So hey everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. So our boat tour isn't until 4 p.m. but we are heading out early first to have lunch, and then I do need to exchange the books that I have because this coming Tuesday is starting a new job, so that's the only reason why we only have today and tomorrow. So if you're wondering why I chose the 4 p.m. the boat tour, is because that is the only time left on the time slot. Let's see if I take that another shortcut. If I could, I wish I could choose an earlier timing, just because the only chance I wish I could be back by 6. It's not the set rule, but you know. So we are in Prix and we already went to the library. You guys here. So the big debate now is whether should I just order food and walk while we're eating, or we should find like a cheap place to eat in. But we'll probably, it is burning hot. So we'll find something in Raffles City, that's for sure. But there's a two debate that I'm having, whether should we walk and eat or whether should we just sit somewhere and chill out, because we have until 4 p.m. anyways. So I totally forgot to record. I was in the restaurant. I had this eggplant dish, but there's not a lot of taste to the dish anyways. Like, overall your OC is good. So we are gonna take our time to walk to the place, because it shows on the paper that you need to be there 10 to 30 minutes before the boarding time on the boat. So it's already like 2:20, so we have about an hour before we board. So it's already 3:40, so we are heading towards where the duck boat is. I was supposed to print the paper, but apparently I didn't, so we'll see how it works for me not printing the paper. We are here, the doctor has come back, and we should be boarding soon.
On the way to the Molina Bay Reservoir. To go for the water tour for the along of the Molina Bay. After that, we continue with our land tour. So the land tour will cover the historic swimming district and Padang there. So this tour is our itinerary for today. But just a reminder, please remain seated, especially when the duck is on the move. Because during the land tour, the duck is a bit bumpy. But the water tour is very smooth, no problem. One more thing is for the kids to see at the side, please don't extend a hand on the head outside, okay? And just keep it inside because it's very dangerous. You also can see the tree seat here is empty because this is due to the city.
Hi there! I'm Darius, the coolest duck in the whole wide world. Isn't this a great day to go a-splashing? Going on a journey. Thank you for choosing our multi-award-winning amphibious tour, the original DuckTours. Now, for your safety, please ensure you keep your arms and head within the vehicle at all times, especially when taking photos or videos. Parents, do look after your little ones. Kindly remain seated when the duck is on the move. We will cover the historic Civic District and the scenic harborfront. If there are no holdups in traffic, we will be back here in about an hour. I bet you're a little curious about this wacky duck ride. Let me share with you its life story. Born in the 1960s, it is a bona fide Vietnam War craft. Yep, believe it or not, 3 of our ducks were ridden with bullet holes when we first found them in America. During the war, this duck was used to carry ammunition and rations from ship to shore. It also supported the Marines in their beach landing operations. We have since upgraded it to a modern hydrostatic system with additional safety features. It is now fully remodeled evolve into a cute duck for city sightseeing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is a safety briefing.
I now need your attention. This is a safety briefing. Please take note of where the life buoy and fire extinguisher.
Okay, going down now. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Okay, now it's our turn already. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the water is in front. Are you ready? Yeah, everyone, please sit firmly and hold tight, please. Hold tight, huh? Okay, let's go. Okay, get ready. Okay, together. Haven't yet. Hey. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Wow. Oh, how's everyone? Okay. Oh, you at the back? Are you okay? Everyone okay? Anyone get wet or not? Okay. Captain, we have a tissue for you. Anyone need a tissue? You need that? Or anyone need a tissue? Not it. Okay, thank you very much. Well, that means Captain doing a good job, no? No one get wet. Okay, let's give Captain a big hand. Come on. Hey. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Molina Bay Reservoir. So from here, we'll be sailing all the way to the Malayan Park. So we're going to say hello to a dear friend, Malayan, in a little while. So meanwhile, please enjoy the view.
We are now starting in the world. A 3-bedroom private condominium such as this will easily cost between US dollars 2 and 3 million. A similar sized HDB apartment is about 40% cheaper. Most young couples choose to buy HDB flats. It takes 3 years for a new flat to be ready. Many shy Singaporean men may just ask their girlfriends, "Shall we apply for a flat?" when what they want to ask is, "Will you marry me?" Singapore is among the 20 smallest nations in the world with just 700 square kilometers of land area. The island measures 25 kilometers from north to south and 43 kilometers from east to west. With our growing population, Singapore is currently the 3rd most densely populated country in the world, ahead of Hong Kong. Singapore has a population of 5.5 million, of which 3.3 million are Singapore citizens. 40% of the people here are foreigners, of which 500,000 are permanent residents, while 1.7 million are foreign workers. Of the 3.3 million Singapore citizens, Indians make up 9.2% of the population, Chinese 74.2%, Malays 13.3%, and the remaining 3.3% of various origins.
I don't know whether you guys can see this. Right here is the Grand Prix Stadium. I don't know when the next Grand Prix is gonna be, but it will be nice to come.
Straight ahead is the Formula One Singapore Grand Prix pit building. This pit building has 36 garages for 12 racing teams. Formula One returned to Singapore in 2008 after an absence of 36 years. It was then that the first night race for F1 was held here. 30 minutes. On a clear day, you can see several Indonesian islands, as well as Malaysia. The Flyer is one of the most popular viewing platforms in Singapore.
Right at that and that
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have you take a picture during this water trip. So anytime if you like to take a group photo or individual photo, just call me, okay? I will assist you to take a picture. So after the Garden by the Bay, I'll go around and take a picture for you. Or anytime, you will, just call me. Okay, so one more thing is for the guest to see at the right hand side, you don't have to worry about the
In this country, there was a conscious effort to pepper the concrete jungle with greenery whenever possible. The Gardens by the Bay sits on prime real estate and cost a whopping US dollars 700 million to build in 2012. See the 2 shell-like glass structures? They are the temperature-controlled garden conservatories. Entry to the flower dome and the cloud forest is chargeable. Behind the conservatories are the super trees and the elevated skyway. With heights ranging between 25 and 50 meters, these are vertical gardens teeming with plant life. You may want to catch the free nightly light show performances here. If you'd like...
behind this bridge, this highway, I mean, that is the Helix Bridge. And right behind the Helix Bridge, that is the National Day, the float, I forgot the word for it. I think it was built in 2007, if remember, oh no, 2005 I think, because I remember 2007 coming here for the NDP with the school.
The white
and that is the float. And that is the Durando. This two right here.
The white building on our left is the Art Science Museum. Referred to as the welcoming hand of Singapore, the structure is anchored by the round face in the middle with 10 finger-like extensions. Although it has a resident exhibition, the Art Science Museum mostly hosts touring exhibitions curated by other museums. The structure is said to resemble a lotus flower. It is designed by the Israeli architect Moshe Safdie.
We are coming up towards the Malayan. And we were just there. Marina Square is right there.
The multicolored seats on your right are part of the Marina Bay Floating Stadium. It is home to the world's largest floating stage. Made entirely of steel, the floating platform can bear the weight of 9,000 people and 200 tons of stage props. This multi-purpose platform has been converted into a concert arena, a performance stage, and even used sparingly as a football pitch. With a seating capacity of 30,000, it is the prime venue for the annual New Year's Eve countdown concert. Built in 2001, it is the Center for the Performing Arts in Singapore. Named after the nearby Esplanade, it consists of a concert hall that sits 1,600 and a theater with a capacity of 2,000 for the performing arts. It is the appearance of its prickly roof that had locals nickname it the Durian. As a cosmopolitan and multiracial society, Singapore is often identified as a vibrant gateway between East and West. With this unique global connectivity, Singapore is emerging as an important epicenter for arts and culture.
That's the Malayan up front. This is the Malayan. Usually you can see it from the front side view usually. Why it's called the Malayan is because it's a lion's head and a mermaid's tail. But why, how the Malayan came about, nobody really knows.
Okay, now we're making a turn. You can see Malay will be at the left-hand side.
This is all the iconic buildings. If you watch the National Day Parade, these are all the buildings from here. And that is Marina Bay Sands with the boat on the top. And Singapore Flyer. That's the float. And that is, right here is the Art Museum.
The Singapore skyline, as well as underscoring events taking place within the Marina Bay. When night falls, the bridge is illuminated by a series of multi-hued lights that enhance the double helix design, which was inspired by the DNA structure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I always think of the Helix Bridge, very beautiful. Okay. So we often take a lot of beautiful pictures of the bridge on land. But the most beautiful picture that we taken was when we are on the water. So this is a unique angle, exclusive to all the viewers.
And on the right here, now we are just seeing Gardens by the Bay. This is a nice photo angle.
By the Marina Barrage. This barrage also helps in flood control for the city center. Singapore imports nearly 40% of our drinking water from Malaysia and is working towards self-sufficiency. Currently, 10% of our water supply is obtained through desalination. Revolting as it may sound, 30% of our nation's water needs is met by high-grade reclaimed water. The tap water in your hotel room or anywhere else in Singapore is well within the clean drinking water guidelines set by the WHO. The development around us, including MBS and Gardens by the Bay, is built on reclaimed land. Land reclamation has increased Singapore's landmass by a whopping 25%. That's equivalent to 8,000 football fields. Do keep your arms and head away from the railing and hold on firmly to your cameras.
Quack, quack! Are we splashing up? Are we splashing up? Okay, I shall help the captain. Push! 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 Are we on land already? Are we? Let's give our captain a big hand. Boy!
Okay, we are back on land, and that means we will continue with our land tour. So the land tour will cover the historic civic district at Padang. The F1 building since last 2 years was used for many other purposes. So previously it was used by the National Day Parade 2021. So now the F1 building is being converted to a temporary medical facility for the COVID-19 patients. Now we can see the Singapore Flyer at our left hand side. And just for info, the Singapore Flyer, the flight operations are temporarily suspended for the repair and the renovation works.
So this is the float right here.
On our right is the Ritz Carlton Hotel. Notice the octagonal windows? Shaped like the Ba Gua, an ancient chart used to study feng shui. The windows are believed to absorb good fortune and ward off evil. Check out the Singapore $1 coin. The same octagonal Ba Gua is also inscribed there.
We are coming up to the Esplanade.
The spicy chili crab has enticed many foodies all over the world and is perhaps the one dish that is synonymous with Singapore. A close second would be the Hainanese chicken rice. Both dishes were selected to be contested by celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, who pit himself against our local hawker heroes. Here is a touring tip. Hawker food centers are often packed during mealtimes. If you see an umbrella or a tissue pack on an unoccupied table, that means it's taken. Locals refer to this quirky table reservation practice as chop. Go ahead, place a tissue pack on an empty table, run off to buy your food, and the table remains yours when you return. You may have heard that Singapore is a fine country. You know how the old joke goes, come to Singapore where you get fined for everything, spitting, chewing, littering, eating, drinking, smoking, and even forgetting to flush. The truth? It is a little bit of an exaggeration. In cases where rules still exist to curb antisocial behaviors, they are rarely, if not seldom, enforced. City. At 73 stories high, this hotel is home to the annual Vertical Marathon, where every year more than 2,000 partake in what is dubbed Asia's most grueling stair race. The record time, sub 7 minutes. The church on our left is the St. Andrew Cathedral. George Coleman built the original church in 1836. Damages caused by 2 lightning strikes resulted in a demolition 20 years later. The structure you see today was the third to be erected here. Now you know lightning can actually strike the same place twice. It was a popular air-conditioned theater in the 1930s. Gazetted for conservation, it is today a luxury mixed development. Parliament House. Opened in 1999, its architectural design attempts to reflect the stateliness of the Parliament.
Okay, after the new Parliament House, I'm going to show you the old Parliament House. Okay, so there are many colonial buildings in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, at our right hand side, this is the old Parliament House, built in 1837. And now you can see the old Supreme Court here. And the building in front is City Hall. Now these two buildings have combined and become National Gallery Singapore.
We are now turning into the Civic District. By the 19th century, the British Empire ruled a quarter of the world's population, and Singapore was the crown jewel. As trade flourished under the British, immigrants flocked to Singapore in masses. The green on our right is called the Padang, meaning field in Malay. Over the past 185 years, the Padang has seen the trials and tribulations of the nation. The Padang was the center of colonial life and a place to promenade in the evenings. Europeans on horseback and in horse-drawn carriages were common then. Both the rich and poor gathered here.
Okay, now you can see on the left-hand side is Sanguine Do Cathedral. So this is the Anglican Cathedral in Singapore, and the building was completed in 1861. On the right-hand side, this is the Singapore Recreation Club. So it was founded by 30 Eurasian men who like to play cricket in the year of 1883.
Built in memory of civilians massacred by the Japanese during World War II. Affectionately called the Four Giant Chopsticks, it represents the four major ethnic groups in Singapore: the Chinese, Indian, Malay, and the minority group. At 67 meters high, the four pillars are joined at the base, signifying unity amongst all ethnicities. A memorial service is held here every year on February 15, marking the day the Allied forces surrendered to the Imperial Japanese Army in 1942. With a small population that comprises just 3.3 million citizens, Singapore cannot afford a large army. The defense of the nation is dependent on conscription. Modeled after the Swiss and Israeli militaries, all male Singaporean citizens who have reached the age of 18 will serve 2 years of mandatory national service in the police, civil defense, or armed forces.
However, no building is allowed to build taller than 280 meters in height during the time. So there are three tallest buildings with the same height of 280 meters. Let me show you from right to left. The first one is UOB Plaza. Can you see the UOB logo on top? Second building is a white color building. That's one light spray. The third building is one at the back, the dark color building. Behind the main bank, the one. That is the Republic Plaza. So these three have the same height of 280 meters. But today in Singapore, the tallest building is 290 meters, and 10 meters taller. There's only one with this 290. But we can't see the building from this side. It's at Tanjung Pagar. The name of the building is Boko Tower.
Finger-like towers surrounding us. The shortest tower on our left represents the thumb. Positioned in the center of the palm is the world's largest fountain. Uniquely, the water flows inward. According to Chinese geomancy, this signifies wealth flowing into one's palm.
Okay, can we look at the 5 finger? Look at the 5 tower here. There's number 4, 3, 2, 1, and the 5 is the thumb. So in this side, this is 5. In the center is the pump. So the fountain is sitting on it. Look at the water of the fountain. It's flowing inward. So according to Chinese geomancy, it signifies the well flown into one pump.
So this is the end of the tour. We do need to go and get groceries, which I need to get like minced meat and knuckles, which is like beans. So we're gonna head in there. So I hope you guys enjoy coming on a tour with me. I haven't been on a duck tour before, but how do you say, for the worth of money, they do it at least once in my life. So I found what I want from the donkey shop, and we are starting to head home. The queue for the donkey shop was extremely long. I think it's because it is about time for dinner that everyone is buying dessert. So the duck tour is fun. So we are finally just leaving Suntec City, and it's been a long day out, and we're gonna cook dinner when we are home, then see what else we will do. We'll probably watch a little movie before we head to bed. I am so glad we already came back. It is pouring rain, and that was unexpected because it's supposed to be sunny the whole day until like nightfall. And luckily that I went for the duck tour early, otherwise, yeah, this rain might have been a mishap during the duck tour. So we are back home. I'm gonna do a short grocery haul. This is something that we'll try to do every time we vlog, and if we buy some groceries, that's what we try to do. Can you see? So we went to Donkey. If you haven't seen one of my last videos when we did a shopping haul for Donkey. So Donkey is a little bit, it's like a Japanese supermarket basically. Because in Singapore we have few local supermarket, like one, which is just 21, and Sheng Siang, which is a 24-hour supermarket. Then we have Cold Storage, which is the more high-end supermarket, and one in Sheng Siang is the cheapest end supermarket. And we have Fair Price, so we have NTUC Fair Price, and we have the Finest Fair Price. So Finest is a little bit more like Cold Storage towards the high end, and the NTUC Fair Price, which is in the middle between the cheapest one in Sheng Siang and Cold Storage and Finest. And then we have Donkey, which is only sells Japanese things. So we have nattos. I bought 2 packs. I don't know what's the difference between the two, like packaging, but for me it's just like the same. So I got 2 packs, and of course I bought this is minced beef. In minced beef you have, like, for Japan you have different grading as well. So yeah, that is like basically all for today's supermarket haul, I guess. So we are having some snacks before dinner, and this for dinner, this is the minced pork that we bought, and then we had some onions, garlic, like some leftover beef that was, I don't know what is it, beef, but some leftover meat that was left for my mom, and green peppers, and underneath there's egg, cheese, and rice. I know it sounds disgusting with cheese and on top of rice, but